What's up, y'all? Matt in the Hat, John North Ford Lincoln Nissan here in Emporia, bringing you another episode of Car Confessions. I come to you each and every week with some type of sales tip, topic, or tactic, as well as alternate some interviews with entrepreneurs and small business owners, see what separates them from somebody that does the 9-to-5 grind and just punches a clock 5-6 days a week. As you can see, I look a little different. As I'm recording this, it is 5:40 in the morning. I am just leaving the gym, and I wanted to jump on here because I noticed something at the gym this morning. You know, Mondays are typically busy because there's a lot of people coming in off the weekend, and there's usually, I get there right as soon as my gym opens at 5 o'clock. Usually by 5:30 there's about 12 to 15 people there. Tuesday a little fewer, Wednesday a little fewer, Thursday even less. By Friday there's typically 5 or 6. Saturday when I go in at 7, there's 2, maybe 3. Sunday I get there at 8, and there's sometimes 2. A lot of times it's just me. And I bring this up because I've noticed the same people are typically there, but the amount of effort that they put in is different. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't always want to be there. I'm not always as intentional as I should be. But when I'm there, I mean, I'm there, y'all. Let me try a different light so y'all can maybe see my face a little bit. Not that anybody wants to see my face this early in the morning. So, are you being intentional in what you're doing? Are you intentional at the gym? Are you intentional at home with your spouse, your kids, your family? Are you intentional at work? Now, that means something different to everybody else. I'll give you an example. I was recently at a real estate training because y'all know I do both car sales and real estate now. And we were given a task. 20 minutes, make as many phone calls as you can, get as many referrals as possible in 20 minutes. And they even gave us a script to go off of for the newer agents. And there was a number of us there, and I don't know about the rest of them, but I was excited. I was like, all right, I got a script. I had read through it real quick. I have an idea what to say. I already know who I'm going to call, because from the time that the trainer said, this is what you're going to do, I will give you the script, call as many people as possible. I'm already running through my mind. I already have the intention of who I'm going to call and the purpose of the phone call, because that's what a lot of people forget, and a lot of people don't do. They don't know the purpose of the call. They don't know the intention of the call. When I call, even before I have the script, I tell people my intention for the call. I tell them I am either calling for a referral or an appointment. That is the point of getting on the phone with people. And I do that in car sales. Now I'm doing it in real estate. So as she's telling us what we're going to do, I already know who I'm going to call. I already have it in my head who to call. So as soon as she cuts us loose, I go find a spot. I prefer outside. Weather's nicer. I can walk. I like standing better than I do sitting. I like walking better than I do standing. Why? Because I sound different when I'm standing. I sound different when I'm walking. I project my tonality, my voice, my projection is all different standing rather than sitting. I know that. So that is what I do. When I make calls, that is what I do. I stand, I walk, and I always keep in mind my intention. But I noticed as I was in between calls looking around, you know, some of them were scrolling, some of them were talking to each other. There was very few that were actually doing what we were asked to do and what we were supposed to do. They lost their intention. They got distracted with a conversation with another realtor. They got distracted going through Facebook. They lost their focus. They lost their intention. And to still make those calls and not have that same amount of focus can really derail those phone calls, because then you forget why you're calling. Even reading the script. If you don't read the script, now you don't have to read it word for word. Did I read it word for word? I did a few times before I even called. I did it a few times even on phone calls. But it sounds so much like what I say now with my calls for car sales. It's very similar. So those that I called, which were already people I sold vehicles to, they already know what's going on. They already know how I talk to them on the phone. They already know what to expect and why I'm calling. And I got 5 referrals from one person. She gave me 5 referrals. So all totaled, I made 9 phone calls in 20 minutes. I talked to 5 people. I got 8 referrals. Needless to say, I did not make the most calls, but I got the most referrals. I ended up with 8. The next closest person that I know of had 4 or 5. And she's a more seasoned realtor. She was not happy that I beat her. She was not used to getting beat. There was a couple times we had 2 competitions during that class. I won them both. After the first one, her and I were like this. We were watching each other, keeping an eye on each other, and I never met her before, so I had to go up afterwards, introduce myself, and found out that her and her husband have a team, and they've been doing it a while. They work in 2 different MLSs, which, for those that know, that's just an area that they work, that they can do listings. And just listen to her talk. I mean, she was, even having a conversation with me, she was very focused. She knew her objective of even talking to me. So the whole point of this video and this episode is intention. Never lose your intention. Always know what your intention and objective is. Like I said, when I make a phone call, I tell people my intention. I tell them what the intention of the call is, whether it is a referral, whether it is an appointment. I set that intention. I do the same thing in the gym. Did I always do it? Absolutely not. I actually reached out to my mentor a couple weeks ago and told him, you know, I feel like I'm just going through the motions. I don't feel like what I'm doing is right. So I took my phone, I took some videos of me working out, what I do, and these weren't just like half-ass videos. Like, these were what I do, proper form, the right amount of weight, the set amount of reps. And he told me, he's like, dude, you're too relaxed. What's your goal? what's your intention when you go to the gym? Is it just to go, or is it to get stronger? Is it to lose weight? And I said, well, yeah, it's obviously I want to get stronger. He said, you look too relaxed when you're doing it. You're not focused. And so he gave me some tips. He said, spread your legs a little wider than shoulder width. He said, do slow concentration, whether it's curls on the bench, and make sure you really flex whatever muscle that you're doing at that time. Just flex it, squeeze it as hard as you can at the top of that rep. Know that your intention is to grow. And him and I are both big CT Fletcher fans. So in your mind, when you squeeze, just yell out, I command you to grow. And for those of you who know CT Fletcher, his video is awesome. I command you to grow. If you don't know who he is, get on YouTube. Find the I command you to grow video. It is absolutely phenomenal. That will get you jacked up and ready to go. That will redirect your intention if you have lost it along the way. So that's all this episode is really about, is intention. And intention at work, intention at home, intention at the gym. Never lose your intention. Always know what it is. That way you always know what to do and where you're going. And you're not just going through the motions to do them. Don't, show up to a class at the gym and cut out early. I've seen one guy, I've been going to the gym almost a year now. Same guy that I see hasn't lost any weight. He leaves every single class he goes to, or shows up late, leaves early. I don't even know if he knows why he's doing it. He just shows up and goes through the motion, and that doesn't benefit him. That doesn't benefit anybody else. That's all I got for y'all. Please let me know what you think. Can you relate to that? Do you do it every day? Like I said, my biggest confession, because it's Car Confessions, I don't have intention every day. When I lose my intention, I will jump on YouTube and I play Joe Rogan's Be Your Own Hero. I will put that link in the description here so you guys can take a look at that. It's about 1.5 minutes. It is an absolutely amazing video. When I lose my intention, I either call my mentor or I watch Joe Rogan's video. So, thank you guys for watching. Matt in the Hat, John North Ford Lincoln Nissan here in Emporia. I do this because your experience matters. Thanks, guys. Take care. I'll see you on the lot.